Welcome back everyone, it's Charlie. This is going to be my new Marvel Phase 4 video for all the movie changes that Disney just announced. That's right, all the Marvel movies from Marvel Phase 4 are now coming out completely different times. They've changed their entire schedule. So we'll break it all down. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the videos. We're doing an Amazon gift card giveaway. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and let me know which Marvel Phase 4 movie you're most excited about. So we'll just do this top 10 style, blowing through all the movies, starting with number 10. If you didn't see the news this morning, Marvel announced a new release date for Black Widow, but here's the catch. Not only are they moving it to later this year, they're also bumping every single Marvel Phase 4 movie in the process. The reason they would do something like this is to make sure that the Marvel timeline and the way they tell stories in an interconnected way, the overarching Infinity Saga of it all, makes sense. The Black Widow movie is supposed to set up some of that big story. It's the first real official Marvel Phase 4 movie, even though technically Spider-Man Far From Home takes place after Avengers Endgame. So some of these movie changes also include the Marvel Phase 5 movies. I just did a video about how Sony is doing the same thing with the Morbius and Venom 2 movies, because Morbius is supposed to set up all this Sinister 6 and Spider-Man stuff. We saw all those Easter eggs in the trailer, but Sony just delayed the movie. Now it's not coming out till after Venom 2, so obviously they're gonna have to change a couple things about the way they do those Easter eggs so that their timeline makes sense for Tom Holland crossover eventually and all the Sinister 6 stuff. Marvel's a little bit better about weaving that story together, so I don't think they're gonna have too many problems. But the good news in all this is that they have not delayed any of the Disney Plus Avengers spin-off series. So like Falcon and Winter Soldier is still coming out at the end of the summer, Wandavision is still coming out in December. So even though some of that story will pick up where Black Widow leaves off in the Black Widow post-credit scene, whatever it is that they're actually doing with all the Thunderbolt Ross, Thunderbolts, Weapon Plus, Super Soldier stuff, it's not going to completely break their timeline by releasing Black Widow after Falcon and Winter Soldier. Don't worry, I'll be doing episode videos and Easter eggs for all the Disney Plus stuff, so when that stuff starts coming, I'll explain how it's connected to the movie stuff. Number 8, since Black Widow took the Eternals release date in November, Eternals is now taking the Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings release date February next year. The Eternals movie is jumping all over the MCU timeline. Some will take place tens of thousands of years ago and explain how the Celestials were created, then they created the Eternals, and how the Eternals influenced the rise of civilization to present day. Some of the movie will take place after Avengers Endgame and present day MCU, probably also after Spider-Man Far From Home in the timeline. I've already done a couple videos about the movie, but if you're a big fan of the cosmic Marvel storytelling, it's going to get really cosmic. 7, because Eternals took Shang-Chi's release date, Shang-Chi is now bumping Doctor Strange 2. There have been a lot of rumors that Shang-Chi is actually going to take place in that 5-year gap between Avengers Infinity War after Thanos snapped the universe, but before Avengers Endgame. If that rumor winds up being true, I think the logic in doing it that way is just so that in present-day MCU 2023, when Shang-Chi shows up with all these other heroes, he's already become full comic book Shang-Chi. The movie's supposed to be something akin to Marvel's version of Bruce Lee's Enter the Dragon, great martial arts film, with a big tournament component and of course, the real Mandarin of the MCU. And speaking of Enter the Dragon, there's also a rumor that Fin Fang Foom, the actual MCU dragon, will show up during the movie. 6, Doctor Strange 2 is now coming out in November 2021, taking Thor 4's original date. I've already done a couple videos about Doctor Strange 2 and what's going on during the movie. Scarlet Witch in Wandavision causes some quote-unquote trouble with reality because of her chaos magic. She teams up with Doctor Strange to fight another multiverse villain, most likely to be Nightmare from the Nightmare Dimension, but not confirmed yet. And even better, that movie is now being directed by Sam Raimi of Spider-Man fame. Marvel revealed that because it's going to be a big multiverse movie, we'll get to see alternate versions of MCU heroes teased. Maybe we'll get to see them do the Iron Mage Doctor Strange, which was a deleted scene from Avengers Infinity War, where Doctor Strange becomes Iron Man. There have also been a lot of rumors about it featuring other mutants and X-Men based character teasers, but I'm not expecting a ton of X-Men to show up during that. Number 5, since Doctor Strange 2 took Thor 4's release date, Thor 4 is now coming out February 2022, so we're starting to eat into the Marvel Phase 5 timeline. Marvel had a bunch of untitled movie release dates that it created for Marvel Phase 5 movies, so Thor 4 is still technically meant to be the last big Marvel Phase 4 movie, but it's now just eating into when the Marvel Phase 5 movies were starting to come out. If you haven't been watching his Instagram, Chris Hemsworth has been spending all this time being trapped in his home getting super ripped again to play swole Thor. So even though they'll probably make some thick Thor jokes at the beginning of the movie, he's not going to be thick Thor anymore during Thor 4. R.I.P. Star-Lord's Bowflex. Most of the movies inspired by the Mighty Thor comic book story. Christian Bale was confirmed as their main villain by Tessa Thompson a little while ago. We don't know exactly who he's playing, his character's just described as an intergalactic villain, but major theories are Gore the God Butcher, and Beta Ray Bill is also supposed to be featured during the movie. I'll do more Thor 4 videos when we get some more information about what's going on during the actual plot. But number 4, Black Panther 2, has not changed. It's still coming out May 2022. It's supposed to be the first major Marvel Phase 5 movie for a couple reasons. Mostly because around this time, they're going to start integrating the Fox X-Men mutant characters in a much bigger way. There's all kinds of rumors about who the villains are going to be. There's rumors about Namor being the main villain, even Doctor Doom of the Fantastic Four. Either way, it's going to be awesome. They're going to introduce a bunch of really cool big stuff. Number 3, next big movie is Captain Marvel 2, coming out July 2022. It'll take place in present-day MCU, not the past, like the first movie. They'll follow up on Nick Fury's Sword space station from the Captain Marvel comics. The Sword characters will also show up during Wandavision 2. But even though she's probably the most connected character to all this Nick Fury Sword space station stuff, that will be featured throughout the MCU movies. They won't wait 2 or 3 years to go back to that space station. There's lots of rumors about it featuring X-Men characters, but Marvel has already confirmed that Ms. Marvel will be in the movie, so the Ms. Marvel Disney Plus series will be released sometime before Captain Marvel 2 comes out. We don't know exactly when. She's gonna be younger like she is in the comics, around the same age as Tom Holland's Spider-Man, but they haven't cast an actress for her yet. There is a mystery Marvel movie coming out October 2022. We don't know exactly what it is, but the big rumor is that it will be Deadpool 3. Right now, it's currently believed that Ant-Man 3 is supposed to come out February 2023. We don't know what the plot of that will be, other than they'll continue to explore the quantum realm and continue the story of the Quantum City that they teased during Ant-Man and the Wasp. Number 2, Marvel's new Fantastic Four movie is rumored to be coming out May 2023. Kevin Feige has implied that when they introduce all the new X-Men and Fantastic Four characters, they'll do it in very different ways that the Fox movies did it. My understanding is that just means that they're going to do it Spider-Man Civil War style, where Reed Richards and the other Fantastic Four characters show up in other people's movies, then they do the big team-up Fantastic Four solo movie, in the same treatment for the Marvel X-Men movie. X-Men characters showing up in other people's films, then they do the big X-Men team-up movie. And because the new Fantastic Four characters and other new X-Men characters will cross over with Avengers 5 and the other Avengers movies in present day, it implies that their solo movies will also at least be partially set in present day. In number 1, Spider-Man 4 is coming out July 2023. Since it's number 4 with Tom Holland, if they're going to keep using home in the title, I'll tentatively call this Spider-Man Home Run. Sony and Marvel have revealed that they've been setting up a Sinister 6 movie since they did Spider-Man Homecoming, also using the Morbius movie because we saw that trailer with Sinister 6 characters, Venom 2, and all the Spider-Man spin-offs that Sony is doing. So right now, Spider-Man 4 seems like it's going to be their full-blown Spider-Man vs. the Sinister 6 movie. And if it wasn't clear, Spider-Man 3 is still coming out July 2021. The reason why it's not on this Marvel Phase 4 schedule is because technically Sony is releasing the movie, Marvel's just making it. This is mostly meant to be about Marvel's plans for their release schedule. There'll be a lot of Spider-Man Venom crossovers on the Sony side, like Venom 3, a Maximum Carnage movie, other big Spider-Man spin-offs, but those will be Sony's official schedule, so they'll publish that sometime in the next couple of months too. And remember, even though Marvel just delayed all their movies that are coming up, they did not delay the Disney Plus series. Personally, I would have rather they just released Black Widow in July so they didn't have to move every single Marvel Phase 4 movie, but I think this is Marvel just hedging their bets, assuming that the virus delays will affect the production on the other movies that are coming up too. If you have any of the big questions about what's coming up or what Marvel just announced, just leave them on the video and I'll try to add it to my future videos, but there'll be a bunch of big Marvel stuff happening soon, and supposedly Sony will be releasing the Venom 2 trailer really soon as well, because they have not changed the release date of Venom 2. Everyone click here for my brand new Marvel X-Men teaser from Disney Plus recently, and click here for the new Venom 2 teaser video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone stay safe, I'll see you guys tonight.